All right, week 26, day one, build a drag and drop interaction. This week we're focused on advanced interaction design. So these tasks will involve potentially interactions that have multiple complex considerations that exist in them. We're starting off heavy with the drag and drop interaction. And I think one of the fun things about this is it is an opportunity for you to rethink how drag and drop exists. I think oftentimes if you are in a development situation where you need to design something that requires drag and drop, most of the time you'll say we need to implement drag and drop. This is how I kind of want it to look, and the developers will say, okay, we have a library that does that. We'd like to use that library. Here's how it works. And then you'd have a discussion about how to come to sort of a middle ground about making what you want work within that particular library, or potentially going out and finding another library to use that has this pre-built drag and drop interaction. So there are sort of two directions you can go here. And one would be to design it exactly how you want. And the other would be to go and look to see what's out there and find one that works for you, but also make tweaks to it that you think may be beneficial. And something, if you know of a developer, especially a skilled one who's done more interactive elements in the past, it may be good to take your prototype to them and once it's done and say, hey, what do you think about this, and get input on it. Because it's a common discussion to have. Everyone in a development experience and a design experience, I shouldn't say everyone, but most folks are in a time and money crunch, and that the goal is to build the perfect thing very, very quickly. And those two things, push and pull, I should say pull and tug at each other all the time. And you'll end up having a lot of conversations, especially in some of these more complex interactions like drag and drop, or a calendar, or especially a calendar where you're selecting a range. It can become a very complex conversation that oftentimes ends in saying, well, we have this thing that already does that, let's just use that. So think about what your users would want to accomplish using this drag and drop, and again, either start from scratch and design it how you want, and do what you can to prototype that. There are some development libraries that might make that easier to do if you wanted to build it. But you can also just mock it, or if you have a prototyping tool that's capable of building something like this, you can work through it that way. But either way, think about something that might be beneficial for you, beneficial for your portfolio. It would be good for you to sort of build those muscles and flex those muscles that you have in UI, and sort of grow some repetitive motion here, so that if the time comes you need to build a drag and drop interaction in the future, you've thought through it, because there are a lot of complex aspects to it, such as what happens to the surrounding elements when you pick up the thing that you're dragging. How do the surrounding elements act as you're dragging the selected item where it's going, and how does it communicate where you can drop and where you can't drop? There are many other considerations in doing a drag and drop interaction, but those are just a handful to get you started. Best of luck with day one. I'm excited to see not only how your interactions work, but also what sort of context you put them in, what problem you solved with drag and drop. And I will see you on day two.